Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to another episode of Wise Words Wednesday. Now, I'm Holly. I'm a holistic healer, a tarot reader. I'm a spiritual medium and also a light worker, and I am on a mission to light up the world. I aspire to inspire others to live happier, healthier, more spiritual lives, and to raise the vibration of the world. Now, tonight I plan to talk about one of the most powerful and life-changing self-help tools that I have experienced in my life. But before I do, I would just like to tell you excuse me. I would just like to tell you a little bit about an exciting new movement that has been born over the last few days. It was actually launched yesterday. And I'm extremely excited to be a part of it. Now, two very inspirational ladies were drawn together and have created something called Warrior Women Events. Now, these two women are Stacey from Down at the River and Amy from I Can Cards. Now, I'm going to put their contact details in the information box of this video, so you can all go and have a look at what they're doing individually and also what this movement is all about. Now, Warrior Women Events is a coming together of women in the offering of awareness and honesty to advocate an ethos of empowerment. Now, they foresee a community of womanhood, a united movement of support both on and offline. Now, their events are centred upon self-love and the belief that in the processing and understanding of how to love oneself, we wholeheartedly live happier, healthier, and more authentic lives, which, I absolutely agree with. I think this is such an exciting thing and it's so needed in the world. There's that expression, when women support other women, magic things can happen. And that is so true. And it can be a really empowering thing to have a group of women around you who've been through the same things as you, supporting you and lifting you up through advice and guidance and stories. And that's exactly what the Warrior Woman Initiative is. They've asked women to step forward to talk about subjects and to talk about things from their own personal experiences to help others. And a wonderful group of women have stepped forward, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Now, the subjects that are being covered are things like sibling grief, domestic abuse, codependency, feeling lost, feeling alone, making sports safe, mindfulness and mental health issues, as well as many others. Now, we all joined together last night, and as the event launched, we posted a little bit about ourselves and what it is that we hope to be sharing with this group and this movement as it grows. And I really surprised myself and actually shared a lot more than I intended to about my own personal journey. But I was absolutely, really touched and amazed at how people came forward and they said well done for sharing, and how much they enjoyed hearing about my story, my experiences. That led me to become a holistic healer, that led me to become a mystic and a medium, and it was actually a really healing thing to do, to talk about my experiences in a way that kind of explained how I've become who I am today, through working through my darkness and working through the problems that I've had. And it actually made me realize, another thing that made me realize actually what I have got to offer and how I can help people that have been through similar things to me. So I'm really looking forward to sharing more about that. Like I said, I will put links into the information box, but I do suggest that you go and check out these women and the stories that they've got to share, and also the advice they've got to give. So I'll put all that information in the information box below. But now, coming back to what it is that I plan to talk about this evening, one of the most powerful and life-changing self-help tools that there is, that has actually helped me on my journey, and that is journaling. Now, I think this can be misconstrued as writing in your diary every evening and all that kind of stuff. And it's not, it's a lot more than that. And you don't necessarily have to write in a journal to get the benefits of these things. For me, it can be, for me, I've even written on the backs of receipts. I've written in the back of my diary, my day-to-day organizing diary. I've opened up emails and written emails to myself when I've needed to get thoughts out of my head. And I've actually also just opened Word documents and just spewed out, if you like, through my fingers, everything that has needed to come out of my head to help me find clarity and to just help bring me back down to the ground when I've been absolutely just spinning off like a rocket with anxiety or anger or sadness or just confusion and frustration, just to help get my thoughts in order. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. I wanted to just go back and talk one by one some of the things that I have found journaling helpful for, and hopefully you will as well. So first and foremost, clearing mind chatter is one of the most amazing benefits of journaling. It can really help you to get your thoughts in order and just cut through all the really insignificant things that run through our mind when we're trying to think about the important things or when we're trying to get our head straight. For example, we're thinking about last week's episode of Game of Thrones when we're trying to think about something really important, or we're thinking about interactions that have happened that day that were not important, or we're thinking about, things that are not popping into my head right now that I can give examples of, but things that are not important when we need to be focusing in on the nitty-gritty. We need to be focusing in on the life-changing important things. So it just helps us cut through all that, the self-doubt, the negativity that comes in as well. It's a really powerful tool for releasing emotions. As I said before, when you're feeling really angry or emotional and you just need an outlet before it drives you crazy, before it ruins the rest of your day. Now, everything is energy. And, when we're holding on to a negative emotion like anger or any of the previously mentioned emotions, it can really rock the boat and it can really disrupt our whole day and then the day of those people around us as well. So by actually finding a channel for this energy, for these emotions, it's almost like once it's out, you can push the book to one side or close the Word document, take a deep breath and be like, right, that's done, that's gone, and actually move on with something more positive. So in that way, it can release our emotions. Now, it's a very powerful tool for aiding manifestation as well. It helps us, I talked about getting a vibrational frequency, getting an energy out and away from ourselves, but it can also be a very powerful tool for drawing in that energy and focusing in on an energy and on an emotional state that we want to find ourselves in. So it's a very great way for inviting in gratitude, for example. So writing gratitude lists or listing things that make us happy in our lives, listing things that bring a smile to our face when we're feeling a little bit down. Again, it can bring a whole shift in mindset and a whole change in energy and changing mood. But it also can aid manifestation, in terms of bringing our goals closer to us or bringing things into our lives that we are hoping to draw to ourselves. Anyone who's seen or read The Secret knows this. Anyone who's an advocate of the law of attraction knows this. We'll talk about this, that if you write things out in the present tense, it helps bring them closer to us. So for example, writing things down as if we've already got them right now. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I have an abundance of clients in my life, that I've got a workload that is going to help me live the lifestyle that I want to live. I'm so happy and grateful for all the blessings that I have in my life now. You know, even if you're feeling sad, writing, I'm so happy and grateful for all the happiness that I have in my life will really help draw it to you. You know, this is not an episode about the law of attraction. I have done an episode on the law of attraction. So if you want to know more about that, go back and listen to that. And if you have any more questions or comments about that, you know, leave it in the comments below, or please send me a message and I will do my utmost to try and help you find the answers that you need, or direct you to the people or the videos or the websites or the books that are going to help you with that as well. Okay. So back to the subject at hand, because I don't want to digress too much. I want to try and keep these episodes as short and concise as possible. But the next thing I want to talk about is how keeping a journal or writing in a journal can help deepen our connection and our communication with our higher self, our soul, you know, and also with our spirit guides and the connected and universal consciousness, to source, however you want to describe this. Now, often when we were writing things out that we are having conflict with, that we're having confusion over, that we're having trouble getting our head straight over, before we've even finished writing out the problems or writing out the questions that we need answers to, the solutions have come to us. Now, that is for all the reasons I've said, that it's clearing mind chatter out of the way, but it's also because we are creating an open channel with our higher self to bring the answers and solutions that we need. So it's a great way, almost as if to start a conversation with our higher self, or our spirit guides for that matter. It's definitely something that has helped me on my journey when I found it hard to sit in meditation and hear those answers. You know, a lot of people think reaching out, communicating with our spirit guides is like picking up a telephone or putting headphones in. You know, we expect a lot of us to just sit down and hear the answers as if someone is sitting next to us in the room. And it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And we often allow our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, they kind of sabotage us and put roadblocks in, and they make us doubt what it is that we're hearing, if we are hearing anything. Or again, they throw up all these things like last week's Game of Thrones episode, or the shopping list that we need to write, or the things that we need to do in the house before we can do anything else. You know, all these things pop into our mind. So by writing in a journal, it can clear all of this crap and just leave an open slate for this divine wisdom and this inspiration and this communication to come through. It's definitely something that's helped me on my journey, and it's definitely something that's helped really solidify and intensify my relationship with my spirit guides. So if you are on a path to spiritual development, or if you are on a journey to really truly get to know yourself by looking within and finding the answers within yourself, then this is a really powerful way of doing it. Okay, so, you know, get yourself a journal. Another thing that can be seen as is actually, it's a form of meditation in itself. Whether you want to write out mantras repeatedly, or whether you want to just write down subject headings of things that you want to focus on during your meditations, it's a really, really powerful tool. And you know, again, because I am who I am and this is something that interests me, it can, through meditating with a notebook and pen close by, actually become a way of starting automatic writing, which is when spiritual wisdom is channeled through. You know, you don't actually know what is being written, you're just holding the pen and things come out, and that's a very, very incredible thing. Something that is very easy actually to connect to if you are interested in spiritual development and connecting and getting wisdom from outside of yourself. But again, more on that another time. And if you have any questions, stick them in the comments below. Another thing that journaling is really good for is that it allows self-expression. It allows us to communicate sometimes what we are holding back. You know, a lot of people suffer with blockages in their communication. We don't say what needs to be said to other people, and often we don't say what needs to be said to ourselves. And journaling can be a really great way of getting things out without harming anyone, without hurting anybody, without upsetting anybody, without offending anybody. It allows us to get things out that we need to get out for our own health, for our own well-being, without necessarily sharing them with anybody else. You know, it's a powerful tool for helping us forgive other people and forgive ourselves. You know, it's really powerful for nurturing compassion for other people as well. Like I said earlier, we take a step back and see things from another perspective, and it helps us to have more compassion for ourselves and others. It really, really helps us to get to know ourselves as well. You know, when we start writing about different areas of our lives and just the thoughts that can come tumbling out, it makes us have a better sense of who we are, of where we're coming from. It can help us pinpoint where beliefs that we have about ourselves come from, and it can help us clear those. It can also help us really realize how we feel about things that often we hide from ourselves. Yeah, it helps us to work to becoming our greatest version, essentially, by releasing the bullshit and releasing the crap and getting rid of what doesn't serve us. Yeah, it helps us identify limiting beliefs that we may have as well. You know, if we start writing about, say, a problem that we have, and why does this problem keep coming back? Why do I keep getting in the same arguments? Same argument with this person, or the same argument with everybody, or why do I keep ending up in the same kind of relationship that's really bad for me, or why do I keep letting people treat me this way? By writing about these things, we can actually pinpoint the belief that we have about ourselves that allows these things to happen, and it allows us to rewrite our own belief systems. So we can become stronger, we can become empowered, we can change who we are and become the person that we really want to be. And like I said, you know, it really helps us to become our greatest version. It helps us when we are in a heightened emotional state, as I mentioned earlier, to really identify our triggers, and so work towards not allowing them to trigger us anymore. It helps us to maybe become more self-aware in that regard as well. But ultimately, and what I feel like I'm saying over and over again here, is that it helps us to release what no longer serves us and whatever is holding us back in our life by dumping it all out on paper. Now, if you don't know where to start, just pick up a pen and start writing. It's as simple as that. And, you know, it can really give us an outsider looking in viewpoint on what's going on in our head. It helps us to become the observer and to see things from a different perspective, and to really just find clarity in our life. So I hope some of that made sense. I hope that you can get something from this. I hope it's been really beneficial for you listening to this evening. If you have enjoyed it, if you have found it beneficial, and if you have got something from it, then please let me know. Please like this video. Please write a comment below. Please, save it for later in case you need it. You need it further down the line, and please share it with your friends if you think that they will find it beneficial as well, because I know that they will appreciate you for it if any of this is something that they need help with. I really want to thank you for joining me this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning, whenever it is you're listening. I really, really appreciate you for joining me. I have got lots of previous episodes now. I'm building up, I've got a few previous episodes, so please go and check those out if you have enjoyed this. My name is Holly, as I've said, and I am at holistic_Holly on Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to go over and visit me there. I'm Holly's Holistic Healing on Facebook, and my website is hollysholistichealing.co.uk. All of the information that I've given you tonight about the Warrior Women Initiative, I will put all the links into the comments box, as I said previously. But thank you once again for joining me, and I wish you all the love, light and blessings that there are in the world. Thank you. Namaste. Yachida. Have a really good rest of your day.